Hello again, friends. My name is Katie and I'm part of the education team here at ZooMontana. For today's video in the camo series, we're covering a pretty common type of camouflage found in animals like rabbits, wolves, deer, squirrels, and even bearded dragons. This type of camouflage is known as concealing coloration, and it's when an animal is a similar or the same color as their background. This fairly simple mechanism of just blending into their background is used by many animals across the world, from polar bears and snowshoe hares all the way to emerald tree boas, and even prairie dogs, and many animals in between. Bearded dragons like Moana here have very bumpy, armor-like scales, and they can vary in color from light tan to black and colors in between like that. They also have spots on their back. However, unlike many animals that use concealing coloration, bearded dragons can change the colors of their scales a little bit. Think less like a colorful chameleon and more just different shades of brown and black. This is because their scales serve not only as camouflage, but also as social signaling, and they even help with body temperature control. Bearded dragons are not particularly social animals, so when they see another bearded dragon, they are usually trying to tell them to go away. They will puff up their beards and turn it jet black, and they'll even dance their feet a little bit and maybe do some push-ups. It's all social signaling to say, hey, this is my space and my food, go away. Even more important of those scales is that part about temperature control. Bearded dragons, like most other reptiles, are cold-blooded, or ectothermic. Ecto means outside and thermic means heat, so outside heat, they get their heat from outside their body. This is different from us warm-blooded or endothermic inside heat animals, in that some of the energy from the food that we eat goes to keeping our blood at the same consistent temperature. This is why we sweat when it gets hot and shiver when it gets cold. That's our body using that energy to keep our blood temperature consistent. No matter how much they eat, ectotherms like reptiles can't do that. So they have to rely on the sun if they get too cold or shade if they get too hot to maintain their body temperatures. Just think about wearing a dark t-shirt versus a light t-shirt on a bright sunny day. Which is going to absorb heat from the sun faster? You're right, the dark shirt and the dark scales. So if they are too cold, they can change the color of their scales to be darker so they can absorb more heat. And if they're too warm, they can make them lighter so that they absorb less heat from the sun. Finally, we're going back to the actual topic of this program, camouflage. Bearded dragons use concealing coloration to blend into their sandy, rocky, tan, desert, and shrubland habitats in Australia. Because not only do they have to find their food, they also have to avoid their own predators. Dingoes, introduced foxes and cats, large snakes, hawks, and even larger lizards like goannas all love to make meals out of bearded dragons. So the ability to not only warm up quickly so you have the energy to move, but also to change your color slightly to better fit into your surroundings is an excellent tool for survival or adaptation. Now it's your turn. Think of an animal not described in this video that uses concealing coloration and using what you know of adaptations, natural selection, and genetics. Make a hypothesis as to why you think that animal developed that kind of camouflage. There are likely many correct answers because biology is complicated. We'll see you next time. Bye!